In this video, I'm going to show you how to use this one particular law. And no, it's not law of attraction. This will help you to manifest faster. It'll help you to use law of attraction easier to the things that you love and desire. And it's going to make your life effortless, easy. I appreciate you subscribing right down at the bottom. Prepare yourself because you're going to get massive breakthroughs from this. When I first really started to understand this particular law, I started to have a whole new perspective on life. It was like, I already thought like, you know what, I understand manifestation, I get it. But then this came into the picture and I was like, what the heck? I see things even more differently. And the thing with that is that it's because it opened up more of who I am. So I got to see another level. It was like, I felt like I unlocked a new part of the game, y'all. And this particular law is the law of oneness. Now, it wasn't, when I started to understand this law, it wasn't like it was, I heard this law for the first time and it was like, boom, the gears started turning and it was like an instant, oh my gosh moment. No, I've heard that law plenty of times in the past, but it went in one ear and out the other. It's like, okay, you know, we're all one, cool. How do I manifest faster? Like, what do I do? What do I do? Has it been like that for you too? Where you've heard this law and you're just like, okay, cool. But what the heck do I do with it? And with those a lot of the universal laws, I was like that too. I was like, okay, cool, I know them, but what do you even do with them? Like, how do you apply it into your life? How do you apply the law of oneness into your life? Now, for me, it was like, I started to see it. I started to see it and understand it. And the reason why I probably wasn't understanding it as much before was because it wasn't really spoken in my lingo. And obviously, I probably wasn't on the level of consciousness to even wrap my head around it. But you're watching this video for a reason, so you were meant to hear this. And so the law of oneness, with that, basically what that means that everything that you experience in your reality is an extension of your vibrational frequency. It's an extension of your beliefs, right? Since it is an extension of you, it is you. It's all a part of you. So something as simple as it starts to rain, okay? And then you start to be like, oh my gosh, it's such a gloomy day. Okay, so that is the description you have given rain. So what you can do to shift your experience with rain, because that is showing you your belief about rain. So when you start to shift that belief, the limiting belief that you have, you will shift it from within. And then when you do it in the way, especially the way that I teach my students and my clients, why is it such a bad thing for it to rain? What's the worst thing that can happen if it rains? And you dig into those layers of it, you'll start to shift it into appreciation for rain. You will feel better about rain, and you may even love rain after you shift your belief about it. And then when it rains again, you are going to experience it differently. You're not going to be like, oh, it's a gloomy day. You're going to be like, okay, it's time to relax. It's time to turn on a movie. And so that is an extension of your vibrational frequency. It's an extension of your belief. Do you see what I'm saying? It just reflects to you what you are. It reflects to you your belief, not your mom's belief, not your cousin's belief, not your friend's belief, your belief, because this is your reality that you are perceiving. And this is true for everybody. Everybody is experiencing their reality through their energy, through their vibrational frequency, through their beliefs. That's how it's experienced. That's why you can have 12 people in a room and then you see they see a cat walk by and they all have different experiences of this cat being in the room because everybody's experiencing that cat through their vibrational frequency, through their beliefs. I remember when I was like in my early 20s, I just had my son, so I was either 20, 21-ish. And I was at the grocery store. I was buying some food. It was a good amount of food. And when I got to the register, I was already a bit worried or anxious, but going to pay for it. because I was like, everything has to exactly be this set amount. And as she was ringing it up, I was short a certain amount of money. And the worries were reflected to me in that moment. And so then this woman helped me. The woman in the back of me, she said that, okay, she'll pay for the rest of it. And I was like, okay, thank you. Oh my gosh. So even though that situation, and as I reflect back on it, at the time, the situation, I felt like, oh my gosh, I'm not making enough money. I don't, like, what in the world? Instead of seeing it through a different perspective, I saw it through my limiting beliefs. That situation, I experienced it through my vibrational frequency, through my beliefs. So at that time, my belief was, I'm not able to pay for this. The money is so hard. And all these limiting beliefs around money manifested right in front of my face. So reflecting back on that though, I'm like, why did I see it like that? That was a bad thing. That is actually abundance, because that's abundance because it was paid for, it was provided for, it was done. Like the person was there at that particular time because that's abundance. That's the synchronicity of it. So I'm able to reflect on it through a different perspective. Because you can, even if that situation has happened to you and you may see it as a bad thing, like you're not making enough money and this stuff always kind of happens to you. Or you can see it as, this is abundance. I was able to have what I desire and it was free. You can see that through a multitude of perspectives, depending on what your vibrational frequency is, what your belief is. It's an extension of you. That situation is you. You see what I'm saying? How many times have you had situations happen to you where somebody gave you something, but then you still kept on insisting, like, I got to do it on my own. I got to do it in my own way, that I'm getting handouts. How are you perceiving this stuff? Because you can perceive it through a lens and a belief of abundance, or you can see it through a lens of lack. Like you're lacking something, so somebody gave you something because you lack it. This is the law of oneness. Look at the things in your reality. It is constantly reflecting to you your belief, the extension of your vibrational frequency. So instead of being like, oh my gosh, woe is me, this situation is happening and I just don't know what to do and it's just so hard. No, it's not. It just didn't happen to you because it's like, oh, just the luck of the draw. No, you're experiencing it that way because you have a limiting belief. Energy, frequency is just dishing it out. And you're probably thinking, well, if everything in my reality that I perceive is me, then if you're first going through your spiritual awakening, you may be like, well, it feels lonely. If all of this is me and I'm talking to myself and all these people are extensions of my vibrational frequency and my belief, it feels lonely. Well, that is also an extension of your vibrational frequency. It's a belief. That particular one is a limiting belief. So start asking yourself, why is it so scary for this to be? Why does it feel so unsafe for me to have this type of experience? Why am I scared to know this information? And you know what? If your first answer is, I don't know, ask yourself, why am I scared to know more? Because I don't know, whether consciously or unconsciously you know this, it's just a belief. I don't know will come up when you're identifying limiting beliefs, when the limiting belief doesn't want to be found. So it will give you that, I don't know. So, and a lot of times people will just stop right there. Well, I don't know. So, let me go do something else. But keep going. That's the time for you to keep going and asking yourself more questions. Because the more questions you ask and the more you amplify that I don't know and the unknowingness, or if that's even a word. But the more you ask yourself questions, the more you will reveal about yourself, because all of this stuff is yourself. You have a description of everything in your reality. So through those descriptions that you have about the rain, about the cats, about your money situation, that is all an extension of you. And instead of judging yourself for having these limiting beliefs or these things happening in your reality, start to be curious about it. Oh, wow, that's interesting. I believe that. Okay. And go back and see what it is. You don't have to blame anybody. There's nobody to blame. This is you. This is you, baby. It's showing it to you. So from that point, there's a place of power. It's power in knowing this type of information. Because with the law of oneness, when you love the things in your reality, you feel love within. So if you love the rain, oh, that also goes back to your belief. It's a beautiful thing. And also the reason why, for me, why it feels like it doesn't feel lonely or anything to me, I feel a sense of power knowing this. Wow, this is amazing. So I can go about my life, and it's like it feels like a very, very fun game. I love it. And it amplifies your experience of your reality. You can love it more. Even you watching this video, the way you experience watching this video is an extension of your vibrational frequency. It's an extension of your beliefs. So you're going to perceive it and experience it differently than somebody else. That's the beauty of it. You get to know more about yourself. So when you know more about yourself, you love yourself, and you can see where any little discrepancy is, or any little like, this doesn't really align with me. You can easily pick up on that, and you can easily shift it. So it's not like, oh my gosh, I'm stuck. I've been stuck for a year, for 2 years. You won't be stuck, because you won't be stuck unless you decide you choose to be stuck. It's more of a choice. It's not an unconscious I'm stuck thing. When you know this information, it is a choice, and you're aware that it is a choice to be stuck. It's a choice to blame somebody. It's a choice to experience things in the multitude of ways. These are all choices. You are getting some breakthroughs. I know this video helped you, and I know my other videos will help you. And you're on the perfect path, and this is working for you. So if you ever doubted the manifestation process or the information that you're getting, this is your sign. This is your confirmation. It is all working, and you can start using it to your advantage. And it's not just knowing about the law of oneness. Now, it's not a magic trick. It's not just like all of a sudden things are just gonna, just shift into place around you. So it's practicing it. To understand it and know it is for you to practice it, because then you will experience the law of oneness. And when you experience it, it'll be so much easier for you to consciously manifest. It'll be so easy for you to use the law of attraction to your advantage. All this stuff, if you know it and practice any of these laws and use them in conjunction, you're going to understand and see the beauty of it all. You're going to get the answers that you were looking for. You're going to get the things that you desire. You're going to have it revealed to you. And it's going to be such a beautiful process, because this journey is so amazing. Since I've been learning about manifestation and law of attraction and the different laws, my life has tremendously grew. It's been quite the journey, and I get to see more of myself every day. When I go to the store, I get to see more of who I am. How am I perceiving the person at the cash register? How am I viewing that interaction? How do I feel when I'm around a group of people? Like, I get to see more and more. That's why this is such a rich experience. And it's not like well, at least for me, and the way that I believe it, is it's not a lonely journey. It's a very guided journey. in the way that I see it, because you're always being guided by your higher self. Your intuition is always sending you information. You're always getting inspired actions. And when you do this stuff, the inspired actions will just come to you. You don't have to look for them. It'll just be on point every time. That's why, and I've said it before, when I make these videos, I'm not planning these videos. I don't write down 12 topics usually. I think I did that in the beginning when I first started doing these long form videos again. At first, initially, that's what I did. And that helped at the time. But since then, and I started to understand how my intuition works, then guess what? The stuff just came to me. Doing all this stuff that I'm telling you, everything that I tell you is the stuff that I do. So I can take upon my experiences and then you can go and spread your wings and practice them. There's always more content. If you're a YouTube creator, there was always more content for you to put up. Because if you're a clear vessel for intuition, you will get the titles. I get titles, and I don't plan what I'm going to talk about. If the title comes to me, I will put it down in my notes, and then I will make the video. If I get more than one topic, I will choose which one is more exciting for me to talk about. And that's how it goes. And that's how it can be effortless when you're doing your business and when you are a YouTube creator. I appreciate you lovely souls for watching this video and subscribing right down at the bottom. I also have breakthrough calls open down at the bottom. It's pinned. And in those breakthrough calls, I can help you to start understanding where your limiting beliefs and your blocks are at so that you can go on and manifest faster. You can have more of a blueprint for manifesting your desires, because it gets to happen easy. It gets to happen fast. When you use all this stuff in conjunction, it's easy. And I'm always going to tell you, it's easy, it's effortless. And you get to integrate that belief into your reality and experience it. Now, it's not enough to just say, oh, I believe that. If you believe it, you would see it in your reality. You would experience it in your reality. And if you're not experiencing it, I'm here to help you.